I'll just copy in the email address that is in the system so you can verify it into the chat.
My email address. I put my email address in the meeting chat.
So that's the one.
jppanasonic.com. Maybe it's okay, but I haven't received.
Have a spam folders to see if
spam.
if your IP has blocked the spam.
No, the email is not in the spam folder. No.
Let's see if we've. Yeah.
Could you please try to send email to my email address and the communication board mailing list after this meeting?
Okay. Yeah. I can. Okay. So let's see. So you put out an agenda, and if I can address the first point, which is the one that I sent around. I sent a Word document around. Maybe I can share my screen and we can have a look at it there.
Yeah, please do it.
So here we go. Yeah, you should be able to see a Word document now.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay. So this is the basis of which I created the website draft, and we discussed the last time. And Makoto-san, you made the suggestion that we should include the about section, which I did. So I mean, there's no changes in sort of the first part, but I included an about section and put in some text on that about the short history, the structure, again linked to the JIT lab, and describing the relationship between the Linux Foundation and Unimatrix, and the mission. And I didn't include anything about the architecture, but I know that I received a drawing that could potentially be put in here. I actually sent this off to Per just to be sure that I'm getting it all right. And I did get a little bit of feedback on the whole document, where Per is a little bit concerned that the reference is to Unimatrix as an organization, which in effect it is not. It's a project that is created. So I need to go through the document to see. Actually, in a lot of the places, I do actually refer to the Unimatrix project. So we just need to stay consistent on it. But other than that, there were not really any other comments. So that actually leaves the website to. Can you see? Do you see PowerPoint now, or do you still see the Word document?
The PowerPoint.
You see the PowerPoint. Okay, excellent. So I expanded it with the structure. I expanded the structure with the about section. So in effect, we would have like a complete website, with this, with the about, how to get involved, linking with resources, which would be enough to get us off the ground. So since we're also going to discuss the option of having the Linux Foundation, their website department build the website. I didn't go, I didn't allocate any further time into the design or anything, but in terms of text and content, I think we have a lot of that in place with this. And Makoto-san, I'll try and resend the Word document to you after the meeting, so you can have a look. So that's actually how far I've gotten with the website. Making the proposal for the text that needs a final review, and sort of design-ish how it could look like. This is based on pretty much similar structure that other projects I've done under the Linux Foundation. So it would probably come close to what the department would suggest, anyways. But we'll see about that. Yeah. So that's as far as it comes to the messaging. And I will leave you time, obviously, after the meeting to read through, and we should, obviously circulate this to a broader group mailing list for further comments. But I think we are close to actually having something that we can move forward with in terms of the text. Any comments as such? I mean, I assume you haven't had time to read through, but in terms of the sections and so forth, any comments to that?
Jensen, maybe your update is excellent, and so maybe in this timing, so it's no need to create the detailed sentence or detailed layout now.
Yeah.
At first, so this draft proposal should be circulated in the Unimatrix members, and we should confirm the main direction is correct or not with the members. And so maybe the PowerPoint and the document are okay. And so please upload the your documents to the GitLab. And so after that, so I will make the questionnaire, and so let's correct the opinions of the Unimatrix members.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first point on the agenda. The second one, Pierre did send out some information about the crowdfunding.
Maybe other than there are related to the Linux Foundation. So therefore, so the main agenda is how we should communicate with the Linux Foundation, and their development team, I think.
Yes. So the proposal from the Linux Foundation, or the offer was that we could use their in-house department for this, obviously with a cost, not a requirement, but I would strongly go with that suggestion. I could not imagine they would be unreasonable in their cost structure. And as they rightly point out, they have the finger on the pulse in terms of using it. So yeah, we need to figure out how to communicate with them, whether it's one person as a gateway, or we set up a small team meeting with them. I think on a day-to-day basis, maybe we should just have one person communicating with them, and then we can discuss internally if there are any things that need to be clarified as in teamwork.
So I think so. Fortunately, communication board is very small team. Willie-san, Jen-san, and Yomogida-san and me, and therefore so we may communicate with Linux Foundation by the all members. It's just in my opinion. So how do you feel?
I'm okay with either way. I mean, as you say, it's a small group, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah, we are 4 members, and therefore so we will have the meeting with Linux members.
Yeah. So let's get a meeting set up with the right resource that Per pointed out as the next step.
At first, so maybe we should confirm how to proceed the OSS project with Linux Foundation. So maybe we need to we need the fund to make the web contents, and therefore so we prepare. We will prepare the. We've already prepared the draft proposal. Therefore, so we will confirm the way of creating the website with Linux Foundation, and how to proceed the process, crowdfunding, and start developing the website in Unimatrix version 1.0. Therefore, so at first, so the overall the proceeding process should be confirmed, I think. Maybe Linux Foundation have a lot of OSS projects. Therefore, they may know the standard process to proceed such a project.
Yeah, so Makoto-san, I'm not entirely sure what you're suggesting. Sending our materials to them, asking how they would prefer to work with us, or?
At first, so person is communicating with Linux Foundation. Therefore, so we ask him to confirm Linux Foundation's thinking. And after the confirmation, so we should proceed the communication board project based on their opinion, I think. So Willie-san, so do you have any progress about communicating with Linux Foundation by person?
I haven't got any feedback from Per yet, but I will ask him how it is going. Because we need to have one contact person and invite him to one of these meetings to go through the process, I think.
Yeah, so Per named a Craig Ross as the guy in charge in terms of scoping and cost. I couldn't find any contact details, but I can ask Per to make that connection to us so we can confirm the way forward with them. As far as I remember, Per suggested that we took the direct dialogue with them, so not necessary to involve the governance board and Per in each and every of these steps, but keep the overall process that is laid out in the charter that obviously we were supporting this process.
Maybe you could try to invite him for one of our calls so he could explain to us the process.
Yeah.
If you get his contact information.
Yes. So that was what I suggested, that we actually set up a meeting with him, not necessarily to, actually a specific meeting dedicated for that, to have him walk through sort of, align expectations and have him shed some light on how they generally work with projects like us.
But so Willie-san is in Axis, therefore, so maybe Willie-san should talk with person. Maybe he can give the feedback to Willie-san.
Maybe it doesn't matter. I think Jens could also contact the person if we got a name from Per, since we are all in the Unimatrix group, so it doesn't matter who of us contact him, I think.
Yeah, I'm happy to do it. I'll just liaise with Per to get his contact details. I've got a name, so that should be a no-brainer. Okay, I will see if we can get a meeting arranged with Craig Ross, and I think that should be our next communication board meeting or communication meeting. So obviously we cannot set a date today, but I'll see if I can get that done as soon as possible so we can get the process moving. Anything further to that point?
Yeah, I was thinking about the GitLab issue, and maybe that's something we would bring up with him as well. His thoughts about GitHub versus GitLab, and not make any decision before we get more feedback from him about their thoughts.
Yeah. You know, I had a look at the crowdfunding page, and obviously that's tied very tight to GitHub and not GitLab. But there was another way of setting it up, so I think that's a very good approach, really, to get his point of view first before we make any changes.
Yeah. So, yeah, I agree with you. And so, now, we have the communication board meeting once a month. The timing, the period is very long. Therefore, of course, we should have the meeting in a short time. In addition, we should frequently communicate the items with us by email. Maybe the discussion items are very complex and detailed, and the volume is very large. Therefore, we need to communicate each other frequently, I think.
Yeah, and we should set up a meeting with Linux Foundation as soon as possible, as Jens said, and we await the response and see when he is available, and Jens will set that up. So hopefully that will be before much quicker than 1 month, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an initial meeting, you know, no harm done, and the real work starts after that with the funding part and getting the website done. But I'll see if I can push for, you know, for a meeting relatively soon with this guy, and that would eventually, you know, even determine issues like, do we need to change to GitHub? You know, maybe not. Then obviously that removes a big weight from our shoulders. And then there's the domain transfer. Maybe they can help us with that. I know we discussed that in the last GB meeting.
And it's the hosting and the web reflector, mail reflector, and so on. So all of that stuff.
Yeah. So maybe that solves completely by itself if they are completely taking over the whole website and hosting and the maintenance and so forth. I think we should take that meeting first, and then we need to set sort of the next steps. You know, there's no need to transfer any web right now at this stage. You know, we don't know where to and so forth. So you know, I actually think that's the next important step that we need to take. The meeting with Craig Ross. Okay. The agenda is pretty long, so just going through what else is outstanding or remaining. You put in a point, Makoto-san, here about building consensus about the draft proposal. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, we need to modify the not only the website but also GitHub or GitLab, and so the contents of GitHub or GitLab is related to the technical matters. Therefore, so the structure and the content and the explanation should be managed by the Fredrickson. Therefore, so we need his help to create the GitHub, GitLab content after now, I think. Therefore, so I think so he should also join this meeting after now. Especially so software modules are all almost all software modules are developed by Axis. Therefore, so he is the suitable person.
But in all fairness, does this reside under the communications board or under the technical board, the structure of the GitLab? So what I'm saying is,
maybe
from a messaging perspective, from a communications perspective, yeah, I don't know if I can't say if it resides one or the other place, but I would think it would reside naturally under the technical board. Not that it's not important. I mean, I'm rather inexperienced in finding my way through GitLab, and I struggle to get like a good overview. Yeah, I don't know.
So Wilson, so can Fredrickson so manage the GitLab and GitHub contents in the technical board?
Yes, I guess going from GitLab to GitHub, there are tools to do that, so you can import a project into one or the other. So I don't think the transfer is a big issue. But of course, the technical board needs to be part. After we have a meeting, or if Fredrik is joining this next meeting, we will ask him, of course, if we feel that we need to switch for reasons given by Git or Linux Foundation, the technical board needs to give some feedback in how to do that. But I can't foresee that it would be any big issue.
But I'm not sure it's so much about the transfer. It's a little bit more about the structure that we actually keep in either GitLab or GitHub.
Of course, the Git is the same. It's the tools around it that could differ somewhat.
So Makoto-san, was that what you meant, the transfer or the structure that we keep in the Git?
So in my opinion, so the current GitLab's structure is a little messy. Therefore, so we need to summarize the contents and replace the contents for the official project launch. It means Unimatrix version 1.0.
Yeah, so let's get Frederick to join the next meeting, and we can maybe take the discussion at that stage.
But so if
but checking for 1.0, that would be, even if we don't change to GitHub, we will probably need to make some changes anyway to incorporate the versioning and so on. So having an oversight over the structure on the Git, of course, that could be done anyway.
So
okay.
Anyway, shall we confirm Frederickson's opinion by email? So maybe for confirming his opinion, so we will wait. The next CB call is it maybe it takes time. Therefore, how about confirming it by email?
Of course, you should invite him to the Linux Foundation call, and so I think that's important to have him with us, because we will be discussing Linux, GitLab, GitHub, and so on. So we need him in the meeting. And I think it will be natural after the meeting to see what should be done. So yeah, it seems like we can't do much until we had the discussion with the Linux Foundation.
Yeah. Okay, and I guess that goes for the last item as well. The confirming the suggested way of attracting companies with the Linux Foundation. Potentially they can shed some light on that as well. Okay. I think that concludes the agenda. Is there anything else at this point that we need to discuss?
No, not from my side.
Okay. I noted down a couple of actions. I'll put them into a document. I haven't posted minute meetings before. So Willie, if I can just ping you how to do that. I've seen this with merge requests and whatnot on the GitLab, just to understand the process fully, so we can get that done. And we will post it together with the recording, right?
Yeah, the recording I will put on YouTube, because
on YouTube. Okay.
I will do that after this, download it and upload it to YouTube.
Right. But I'll ping you separately. There's no need to spend time on this in the meeting. Okay, cool. So let's not set the next date at this stage, but I will see if I can confirm with Craig as soon as possible, rather sooner than later. A meeting where we can share thoughts and ideas and get his input on the process.
Okay.
That's all from my side.
Thank you, Jens.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Let's stay in touch and see when we do the next meeting.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.